Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. It is indeed our day. We are blessed and granted with this wonderful opportunity. We thank God for the breath of life that flows through our veins. We thank Him for health, for strength, for whatever we have. Without too much focus on what we may not have. That is the phenomenon of life. We sometimes don't have it all at the same time. But for whatever we have, we give thanks and praise to that Almighty Creator. We make that effort to seize the opportunity. This one from Taurus Riley always inspires us to take control. To take control of that which we have control over. To take control of ourselves, of our attitudes, right? Of our attitudes. One of the most important things we will ever have control over. And guide us, and direct us to a better place. We must make that effort of ourselves. That personal responsibility is absolutely there. So yesterday, we had a little discussion about what we thought about the first 100 as we chart a new course for Trinidad and Tobago. And we marked that milestone with a speech by the Prime Minister and obviously, a convention together. Coincidentally, the timing also intertwines with World Steel Band Day, and there are so many celebrations taking place yesterday. Again, giving thanks for that blessing, giving thanks to the blessing of Pan, right? And our steel drums, the creativity, the blessing, the history behind the use of this tremendous instrument. And there's a lot for us to reflect on. Some people use dates for commemoration. Some use it for celebration. But inclusive of all those things and paramount, more important than all those things, is reflection. And I thought that last night to be specific, the opportunity was truly seized by our Prime Minister to reflect, but also to continue to chart that course. And as we navigate through the jungle of governance, of structure of our society, as we navigate through this jungle, picture a jungle that has been left uncared for. Picture a jungle where the rules of the jungle really were not set down. Picture a jungle where the law is an animalistic law. The strong survive and the weak shall perish. That's basically what was set out. Who live, live, who die, die. The strong must get more, and the weak will get something from them. Maybe some kind of employment. We now see a new course that we have to chart through this jungle. And it will take us that challenge of clearing clearing some way, clearing a path. The machete, the swiper, whatever you want to call it, the tree line, as is fondly referred to, has to come out. And we have to trim and we have to cut to really chart a course to where we need to go as a nation, to clear a way so that our children who come walking behind us can make it to somewhere, could see their way. You know the terminology, see your way? So many of us, we live in this society and we can't see our way. And Ms. Bisasa was clear about that. You know, there is that understanding and that caring for the most vulnerable. She repeated that pledge to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, specifically the most vulnerable. And we should not forget her words, because we have to hold her high on those words, and we have to empower her to fulfill that leadership in that direction. She said that she promises, she keeps her commitment to providing for those who are vulnerable. Those who are vulnerable within the society. And if we know anything here on the Street 91.9 FM and on Voices of the Street, you know that is our major concern. That is the phenomenal shift. That is what distinguishes us from them, in my mind. A caring, a love, a empathy for those who are vulnerable. Not a desire to exploit and take advantage of, to manipulate and confuse, to use, to abuse, but a real care and a real empathy and understanding and a commitment actualized, a commitment actualized into doing of care for those who are vulnerable. A bravery. It takes a certain amount of bravery to chart a new course. It takes a certain amount of bravery to say, hey, no, this is not the way. We know this is what many of us are accustomed to. Look with me. Take a look at this picture that I'm painting for you. I know you can't see it now. Like you sometimes through the maze, the bush, you can't see it. You can't imagine a path being clear. But that challenge now is there for us to paint that picture and explain it and show you beyond sometimes what you can see, and to ignite your imagination. Now, I could see it. I can conceptualize and understand the picture being painted. I can conceptualize and I could understand a society with decent wages and decent jobs and respect. But I understand also we have to have that ability to connect. I can understand how some people may not believe. I could understand the comfort in what exists. It is part of the human psyche. But if you do not envision, if you do not believe in better, then you are going to be subjected to the repetition of what exists. And so even the people sometimes talk a little bit about change and stuff. But with the reality of it comes some challenge sometimes. And I felt that the Prime Minister was very clear and descriptive in putting forward that vision. We want a Trinidad and Tobago where we have as a mainstream these affordable, these high-paying, respectable jobs. Not respectable because of the title of the job. You know, every single responsibility needs to be fulfilled within the society. And of course, she said she has utmost respect for those people who cut this grass. Of course, if it's is important as well. But right now, you know, it is necessary. But these structural changes are essential. We cannot just do what was done before. It is a trap. It is a trap. It feels like sustenance. It feels like something to ease the pain. But it is designed. By design, it is also a trap. It is part of a system of dependency. And the real effort and the real vision is to empower. The real vision is to bring back a situation of a strong middle class. To lift those who are vulnerable and in those situations of dependency, to lift them. To put pride back into them. So these programs, these systems must be redesigned, and they have been retaught. And the question of what better has been asked, and how can we take this to a better level. So I reiterate, you know, that call for understanding. I reiterate and I try to help in whatever way I can to paint that picture. There's a destination that we want to get to, that we could have gotten to before, but the task is upon us now. There's a destination that we have to trek through this forest, and clear away. And we pray that all of the necessary resources that we need to find this way will be at our disposal. We may get that assistance from God once again. Because we're blessed. I've always come here and I've always spoken about how blessed we are as a nation. If it is one thing, while we outline the challenges that we face in our society, our shortcomings as citizens, our shortcomings structurally and otherwise, we have always outlined our blessings. And of course, we would have been pleased to hear that we may be even further blessed in terms of, you know, some more revenue from the exploitation of this non-renewable resource, these non-renewable resources. And even in that, we are given that guidance and that understanding that, listen, we cannot now squander whatever we are afforded, to seize this opportunity to really carry Trinidad and Tobago forward. We do not want to find ourselves in the same position that we have found ourselves in. We do not want to continue with such a wide section of our society this vulnerable. We do not have to. And structurally, we do not want to continue that. And you have to be locked off from your thinking. You have to be extremely close-minded to accept this as it is, and not at least hope or think of a little bit better. So, I chose my day this morning to start the program. Sometimes, I try to correlate what we open the program with in terms of, music, etc., with what we want to convey as a message to those who spend their morning with us. I really want to say I am grateful for those who spend their morning with us. And I want to do justice to this responsibility. And as I listened yesterday evening, this is also what I heard. I heard that call for those who have taken on whatever responsibility that you have taken on. Whatever you are charged with as a responsibility, as a job, you ask for it. You must do your best. You must fulfill it with pride and with honor. With honor as a person, you must fulfill that job and that responsibility. So, we start the program usually, and we will take the ads, and then we'll be right back. Blessings. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. We are back. So, we're just doing a short recap, basically, of all the news that came out of this important milestone, this opportunity that we have to measure what has been done thus far, and also the opportunity that has been seized by our leader to outline where we are going, to reiterate where we are going, what we are faced with in this short period of time, and what has to change and what has to be dealt with in order for us to realize the destination that we all should look forward to in Trinidad and Tobago. You know, some of us may have missed much of what was said last night. Of course, while I'm on the way there to Cuba, I'm listening to the pan and the celebrations around World Steel Pan Day. I hear a band play some tunes. They're up to date. When I tell you up to date, as in some current what's call it, steam music, or like, well, I was taken aback. But don't let our celebrations cloud our ability to understand what is taking place within our society as well. Don't miss tremendous opportunities while celebrating. You know, there has to be a balance in life. I don't want to be too critical as well, but as a young man as well, those priorities need to absolutely be there. And it should not be that we are there celebrating too much and then we miss something as fundamental as this opportunity of deep sea drilling deal with Exxon that is about to be signed today. Billions of dollars potentially in investment, and then billions of dollars in revenue once oil and gas, etc., are realized. And trust me, in that area where Exxon is now coming back into Trinidad and Tobago for the first time in 23 years, trust me, if they have decided to come back in this ultra deep water, is not shallow water, is a specific area that is extremely deep, in an area where they have knowledge and they're working not too far away, Guyana, Venezuela, Trinidad, they know what they are doing. But it would be really a miss of us, it would be sad for us to miss the understanding of the opportunity that exists. We have taken these barrels, right? These drums, these oil drums, and we have put energy and creativity and love into it to create something magnificent. To create something magnificent. But while we realize the potential of that and the economic potential of that, we should not celebrate and dance and listen to these tunes and forget the tremendous opportunity that exists in the filling of where these barrels come from, where these steel drums come from. I'm in totally different sectors of business. And I am consciously, over the past few years, contemplating diversifying into oil and gas and maybe downstream, maybe services to supply that sector. Because you have to be conscious enough to understand that that is where money is. That is where economic opportunity lies. And also, although Petrotrin was decimated, destroyed, and closed eventually, and it leaves a sour taste in the mouth of many people who would have been involved in that industry and involved with Petrotrin at one point or the next, that those revivals and these sectors provide an opportunity for employment that remunerates you to a level that is unmatched. I'm gonna break it down a little further, right? Them avenues, those areas, that sector pays. It pays in a way that very, very few other sectors can pay. So don't chase just dreams sometimes. Realize where real opportunity lies. And set your mind, configure your mind. I'm traveling. I picked up a young man, and he's working on a boat, right? He's working offshore, and I encouraging him. First thing I say, he in his overalls, etc. There's nothing better than seeing a young professional, and to me, I understand Trinidad and Tobago, so far more in overalls, coming from a maritime sector. So one time I like, hey, you're in a good space there, bro. What next course you could do? What can you do to develop further, so that we as Trinbagonians, we don't just stay on the lower level of earning. We develop. You would be amazed as you invest in yourself in these sectors where it is billions of dollars that are being spoken about, where it takes billions of dollars just to realize oil or gas, where fabricating and welding needs to take place, where deep sea diving, where people have to provide their labor offshore, anything off of land, where you have to man barges and boats, where you have to drill, where you have to do seismic research, where there's engineering to do, where there's supply. And I'm encouraging the young man. And then I inquire about another young man, right, who always spends time with him, etc. What happened? Sebai's rarely see me, always in the boatyard doing this and whatever. And that is tremendous and terrific. Use your time. Use your time when you are young and strong to seek out these opportunities to develop yourself in a way that you can earn and earn well. And while you have that strength and youth, earn and put away, earn and invest. But don't let it be I'm not knocking anything. Don't let it be that we are so tied up in celebrating that we miss, that we don't even know this morning, that we unable maybe to listen to this program this morning, and that at no point we catch on to the word of the opportunities that may come. Don't sit back. Don't spend too many hours. I'm laughing as well, you know. I share aspects of my life to try to guide people to understand their own lives. I'll share that one right after the call. Good morning, brother. Morning.
Assalamu alaikum, boy, Baka boy.
Wa alaikum salam, man.
Yeah, and you listened to the godly woman last night?
Yeah, man. Of course, yeah.
You hear she called out the 1%, right?
I have it load right in front of me. PM1s, banks, serve the people, not the elite. I have it right in front of me loaded. I might share it according to the time.
And Baka, I had to congratulate you to stand with the godly woman. That you see the light now, boy, that you know that the intention she have this with the people. And Baka, you is the only one on the East-West corridor and TC and Heavy not fight for the African people, not trying to lie to them, Baka. Baka, your word is a dangerous thing, you know. Your tongue could cut you into heaven or cut you into hell, you know. The Muslim and the first set of people going through into hell is Muslim, you know. You know why? They use Allah to gain their wealth, to get fat, to their children to get fat. To lie to the African people is a great sin. The PNM always lie to the African people, Baka, as they get up in the morning, and the activists always lying to the African people to betray them. To take that wealth back, as your father say, and give it to the 1%. Your father in an interview tell a reporter that when you want to see the wealth, you have to go down Westmoreland. For 40, 50 years, Baka, that the PNM supporters, the brothers and sisters voting for the PNM. What the PNM do with the wealth? Come to the godly woman. They take the wealth and disseminate it on the 1% Baka, and have the African people on the East-West corridor and living in Scola, Baka. Baka, I have to thank you for the fight you're keeping. These 1% Baka running this PNM government is a dangerous president that's setting Baka. And the African on the East-West corridor have to grow this testicle fortitude, Baka, like you, and stand up against the godly woman. The enemy is the 1%. The African enemy is the 1%, and they keep voting for this 1% through the PNM. It's a dangerous president, Baka. And I hope you really play the godly woman for this program here, because it has certain people in this. I don't know if they don't listen to the woman contribution what she just make. But she say, Baka, that she will never give up fighting to disseminate the wealth on the people. That this budget that she going and do here, Baka, that she will disseminate the wealth on the people. And I hope the East-West corridor, the African brothers and sisters, understand what she's saying. That the wealth she want to disseminate is on the African people, really, mostly and truly, Baka. And they should come up and stand up with she, Baka. I must congratulate you forward for the youth and them you're trying to educate. And Abraham Torres said that silence is betrayal. We cannot keep silence, Baka, and I have to congratulate you for talk and always picking up for the youth and them, especially on the East-West corridor. There is the future, and we cannot leave each other, and this is a game. Politics is not a game. It's life and death for people, the citizens that live in this country, especially for the grassroots people that live in this country. And she said, Baka, she will never leave us alone without disseminating the wealth, and we have to stand up behind she. Because it's an entity in this country, Baka, don't want the wealth to come to the African people, especially the African people, especially the PNM supporters, don't want the wealth to come to the African people. Thank you for taking so long, Baka, and I hope you praise your voice, and the woman mean such a good to the country and the citizen, and she going and do a budget back to disseminate the wealth on the country, and the 1% wouldn't like it back. So the African brothers are calling on the East-West corridor. Please stand up against the godly woman, the mother of the nation. She only mean good for our wealth, for our future and our children. Thank you, Baka. To understand.
Yeah. Thank you very much, brother. Blessings. Morning, brother. Welcome.
Assalamu alaikum, my brother.
Wa alaikum salam. Peace and blessings be upon you, bro.
With that caller. You see, brothers like you, David Muhammad, certain positive brothers who seek the interests of black people should start to listen to all you more, because all your balance and all these fellas is seek the interests wholly and solely. At that caller, I want to endorse everything he said, but what? Use a man, I can say, have me on this road today where I walk in and listening to these people and them and being kind of open to what they're saying and thing. And I thank you for that, because I was in a slavery, I was in a mind slavery with this PNM. And I watch now how them bring the Exim Bank and certain things to help black people move forward. And people, I don't know why people not questioning themselves. Why PNM didn't bring that bank? Who would stand to gain then African Exim Bank now banking here? Because IRS is operate tax-free, World Bank is operate tax-free, and they allow them. So what was the difference with the Exim Bank? Oh, go about people all wake up. I love how the Prime Minister talking. I feel confident that we go have some kind of prosperity coming again for the man who on the ground in the land, boy. All you check the last decade, how things was going, the amount of people, businesses who closed down, who could not make again because of all the taxes and all the different things and has the business flowing in the country. All you open all your eyes. What? I'm glad for brothers like all you, boy. All you keep doing all you're doing, boy. Educate the people and them and send them in the right direction, because PNM is only spread propaganda. Any propaganda is spreading, and need have a media to back them, to fool the people and them. And when you vote them, you have nothing to get. I telling all the black people, I have nothing to get. Nothing to get from them. All right? I love fun and listening.
Yeah, thank you very much. Walaikum salam. Blessings. People thrive off of the exploitation of others. That is how the elite suck a society dry. And if we empower ourselves as a people and we stand up firm for ourselves, then they can no longer thrive. Their model of progression is dependent upon us, the masses of the people. And in particular the African. I've been real with all you, because we are the last left slaves. We're the last left slaves on this plantation, you know. In this land of wealth, this blessed opportunity. Not everybody have this opportunity that Trinidad and Tobago has, you know. Not everybody so lucky that there is so much that everybody, even without the level of productivity that is necessary for us to reach to, could thrive, could have. But they ensure that you stay hooked like an addict on crack, on not even cocaine, you know. A Spanish working with me the other day, and he say, no, not cocaine, crack food is like crack we addicted to. The crack of these dependency programs. The crack of just a $1,500 to scrape by. That will never, ever afford you the opportunity to be a man, to be real, to fulfill yourself. No human being could truly thrive on that. You cannot even really thrive on something that is given to you. It is only through some meaningful effort of earning that a blessing exists and you could see your way. It is only out of reaching that point where you know, you learn, you have the ability, and you exercise that ability to earn for yourself that you will ever thrive. And they understand that. So they purposefully feed us with the crack, with the poison of a this and a that. It is poison. It has poisoned our communities. It destroys the will to work. It is not fit for purpose. They have weaponized it against the people. And I'm not putting our water there. I'm not putting any water in my mouth. The East Indian Trinbagonian has freed him and herself. They have freed themselves. Economically, they are free. Predominantly in this society, there's only one group of people, a large group, who is still imprisoned, who is still on the plantation enslaved. And we have to free ourselves. So I don't want people to get me wrong. I don't want people to get me wrong at all. But sober up and pay attention. Good morning, caller. Morning.
Yeah, morning, Fuad. Listen, here. Let me tell you something, eh? Yeah, basically the reason why we living like how we is, right? You see, they set the system against black people. You know, this is why in America, if you listen to history on black people in America, we started a lot of business, a lot of innovation, right? They actually keep it down in all form and fashion from rising up in business, and like it's a trend. Even down here too, the banking system, they find it hard to lend we money to see we self rise and all thing like that. So this is why we in a place like this, you know. And then now they set the system. You see right now these days the way how women are going. The way women are going. If a person don't live clean and sacred, it's either you're going in the shade. There's two ways to have money. They just go by them sorcerers, guard the place, put all kind of cabbage in the place to make money. It's either you do that or you live clean and let the God spirit guide you and you know and develop your life in truth and righteousness. That is the other way. It's two ways people could actually achieve, right? So that they set the system in a way where we confuse and we going so far. All we looking to do is party, lime, bacchanal, and you know they actually put things in place for we to be like how we is, you know, right? And make it worse these days. You see the crime. You see them young little girl and them way every youth man might want to look for. Plenty of them from in school they started to deal with. This secret, it has something in secret, and to me, when they go on to them little girls, they just get a different mentality, ignorance, arrogance, and these kind of things just take them, and the whole young generation, they may have no capability like how it was way back when. Everybody honing one another, like that is a culture. All this is part of the system, and it's subliminal messages where they pick up from the phone, and you know all the media set for we really, you know, and make it worse. If you watch the little videos I might send for you, right? Watch what's going on out here now, man. They initiated, have black girls target, and, you know, to be initiated too. And when them little boys go onto them, that is why it created, I don't know why investigate and you know, I wish you should play the little song for me if it's possible.
Yeah, all right, all right.
Thanks.
Yeah, man, thanks. Yeah. Yeah. It is time for our leaders within the communities across the East-West corridor to stand up and guide our fellow men to a better destination, a better direction. It is time for us to outline where success can lie and how we can become independent and stronger again. It is time for us to seize the opportunity that is in front of us. With all of their might, with the culture, with the family, they have fought against this fake elite that try to keep the East Indian population as well down. With some success, they have held strong to the educational institutions. They have held strong to the families and the culture. Now what are we waiting on? We must fight back against the tide that has decimated our lives. We must reject this nonsense culture from America, wherever, whatever, that comes to destroy you. Hold on to your family. Invest in education, as we did in the past. It have good examples as well. My father was able to earn through his lifetime, and he invested in us in education. He bought land. He did sensible things with whatever he was able to accumulate. And at the same time, there would have been other people who would have realized economic means, and they squandered it. He would have kept his families together in a certain way. He would have held us strong and firm together with philosophy, with religion, with culture. He would have guided us. He would have told us, what nonsense is this? What nonsense is that you're listening to? That didn't make no sense. This didn't make no sense. He would have displayed a certain level of discipline so that we could succeed. And now we must do that job. Even if it is to say, I made mistakes in my life. Don't make the mistakes that I make, son. If you are in school, if you're in that process of educating yourself, take the first opportunity to succeed, instead of wasting time when you have to go back. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Imam Abu Bakr.
Morning, Prezi. Morning. Welcome.
Yeah. Good morning, Senator and Toledo. Good morning, God. Omni-existence. Oh, God. Truth. I started a good program that I didn't listen. I didn't hear. At least I was in position to hear the program last night anyway. And I take it from how they say that a lot of proposals and what we may call promises that certain. And but I still in my consciousness and I listening to your program, and what I hearing a lot from the program this morning also is dependency. Dependency. That word going to keep on hitting right through by me, because when I'm asking we people to organize, that will break the dependency. We're not doing that. We're depending on people who we put up there, who they select to put up there for we to live after code, so that they administrate to us. In many reasons, not for us, because I don't care what nobody takes. Capitalism and slavery. Capitalism don't care about slaves. Capitalism care about themselves most times. I hear dependency. I hear we depending on people to do for we, not we do for ourselves, see for ourselves. This way you get to do that is organize the people so that they will get up and do, strategize. Yes, that is what we're supposed to do. Diversify the way how we live, the culture we live. Change that culture into we getting up, starting on what we learn, create out of what we learn. That is the way we diversify. I used to hear Father talk about starting to make ships, boats, about the aluminum and spelt up plant that we could have set up. We're only talking about oil. You say downstream industries. We program what kind of downstream industry we could set so that we could live off the profits of the downstream industries. These are the things. When we form organization, we come together to cause a part to exist, not to depend. We continue the dependency as slaves. We continue the dependency of the rich who is master. How much time am I going to say that? I don't mind hearing the present government trying their best. As I say, I give them 40%, show me 60%, and I go tell you, well, if I could add on one more. You know, that is the kind of thing I want to hear. This dependency attitude, this dependency talk. Understand what I'm saying? We talking dependency, not getting up and making good for ourselves, creating production from out of ourselves. I hear David Mohammed just say it. Yeah, you could do this. Our next one could do that. Our next one could do that. Let me do each and help. Don't give we labor to somebody who don't care about we. And then they hire we for smaller wages when all three of us, with our consciousness, could work for us ourselves. David Mohammed say these things. A man coming to talk the other day about David Mohammed Arisha. Which part of you ever hear? A man telling you to get up for yourself and learn for yourself. Are you telling them you racial and you have a right to talk racial thing if you talking racial thing? Why? Because you and he black man, I black man, you black man. And we have to come out from where we're talking. So if we're talking against the people who exploiting, we right. All just come and somehow, all just come and talk one second. Let me do talk it. But that is my case this morning. You're singing good. You're trying to bring up the government. And you did it. And you're trying your best. Hopefully they do the best. I say hopefully they do the best. But I don't want dependency thing. We have to break out African people, Trinidad and Tobago, poor people from dependency. Get up and out of what you learn. And out of what you learn, create. We need to create. We need to be thinkers out here. Give it a say, think. All I ask you to do is to think. We're not thinking, we're depending for survival. You have agriculture, all kind of thing. We don't want to go back to slave agriculture, but we could go back to agriculture because we have to feed us. If we don't feed ourselves, somebody else going to feed you. And anybody who feed you own you.
Correct.
In all the countries.
Correct.
And dependency talk I can't take.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you very much, President.
Have a nice day, brother. Have a nice day, Trinidad and Tobago.
Blessings. Good morning, caller. Welcome. Good morning, Mr. West.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Fuad. I don't want to rehash what you said, and I mean we've been talking about that for some time now. The question of leadership in the community, and this question of mobilization, organizing the people, and whatnot. So we have to move from identifying what is the problem. We all know what is the problem, what has been the problem, and I think as early as the late 1970s, 80s, we were quite sure as to what were the things that were the impediments, and you know what we needed to go forward. And we're in 2025, and we're still there, and the people still about we slave and we this and we that and the other and who this and who that. The fact remains that to get up your butt, people have to get up and get moving. I said it the last time. The Chinese, they come here, they organize, they come, they help each other, they network, and they get the whole Charlotte Street. They come, the Syrians come, you see them all on Aripita Avenue, and they grow. You tell me, if you look at East Port of Spain, Esquala, you see no African business, you don't see, and the fact remains you have so-called leaders who are in a position to help and to mobilize. But what are they doing? What are they doing? Last night I listened to the program with the Prime Minister, and she spoke about Republic Bank and NCB and all that sort of thing. And the fact remains is that we talk about corporate social responsibility. You tell me that First Citizens Bank couldn't say, well, look, we put a $30,000 in Laventille for a debate, some program there. They couldn't go in Diego Martin in Bagatelle and put something and put the people at the top of NCB. The same black people, the same African people, they're on board. They are the ones, the Republic Bank, their preference, their priority is to send two people to go any part of the world where they have football, and that money is taken to send them all about. You could use that in somewhere in Scorpion or somewhere in Carnage or Las Nita or somewhere in La Puerta, somewhere in Laventille to help the communities. They're not doing that. They're not on that. But people believe that they care for them. If people who care for you, they do for you. They help you. They look after your interests, look after your welfare. They provide opportunities for your empowerment. So I am fed up with that, and another I will talk and see some people running here and talk, just talk, they're talkers. That is what they are. And I speak not because I just want to talk. I have in fact committed for at least 5 years of my lifetime. I could sit back and talk about that. So what's community development already? 5 years. And I am satisfied that I have, and I feel good that I have done something for my community, the community in which I grew up, the community in which, you know, they nurtured me. And I can't do it no more. But the fact remains is that what have you done? They're talking about those people out there. What have they done for their communities? Some of them are big-time social worker. They have this, that. But what have they done for the communities? Like this, you could go to Diego Martin, you could go to all about it. You have social workers there. You have people who are trained in the helping skill, helping professions. What have they done? What have they proposed to do? I don't know. But I'm saying that we have to move from the talk and the thing about we have to African this and you know, we down there and who exploiting and we need to this thing and this capitalism. You have to move. The Indians move from indentureship. They have gone past that. The Chinese were here before the East Indians, and they've gone past that. The Syrians and they've gone past. They used to write ride bicycle all about the place and selling cloth all kind. As a little boy, I knew that. And they gone past that. You still stand up? Madness. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good morning, brother. Welcome.
Hey, brother Fuad. Morning.
Morning to you, man.
Yeah, man. I now get the chance to tune in here. So I'm coming in a little late, but I had a contribution on my mind a few days ago. As it pertains currently, you know, the state of the country. Main topic all the time is the crime situation, national security. And it really came to mind, you know, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, they have been under a lot of criticism for quite some time. All in an aim to reach a resolution. It crossed my mind, you know, do they really have the proper resources and accommodations for the work that they do? And the concept I came up with could be applied across the board, you know, because we hear every now and then they speak about a shortage of vehicles, and in no way am I advocating. I don't know any officers, just saying, you know, sometimes when you're objectively trying to come to a resolution, you might say, okay, well, let's have a putting your cards on the table situation, a transparency moment. So as I close here briefly, just, you know, we in our SOE, we have heard, it has been reported that they have been making some strides in national security. So just from a mature perspective, hopefully they have enough vacation rest, to be specific as well. I mean, mental health facility. If they need to, they have a unit where they could speak to someone, etc. You know, because a lot of responsibility is put on them. So equally in the proper ratio, they should have the facility to make sure the maintenance are they working good. But as usual to you, sir, keep up the good work you're doing.
Yeah, thank you very much. We of course we periodically discuss crime as well, and definitely we will go even further into those suggestions, because I agree with you. If all our responsibilities placed upon those protective services, then we should treat with them in a proper manner as well. So blessings, brother. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. What we make an earnest effort to do on a morning, every morning, is to also wake up. Some of us understand, you know, there are people who understand, but there are so many more of us as well who do not understand and who are not awake. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Hey, Mr. Baker. Good morning to you, my brother.
Hey, same to you, brother. Blessings.
Yeah, man. You know, people understand justice is the backbone of any society. That we are supposed to be seeking for, you know. We are to seek for that kind of justice.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because when people, you know, we just run and like them fanatics and them who run down them politicians and these friends, them politicians friends we punish ourselves, you know. We just selling power, my friend, and buying, you know. We want to be liked, we want to be famous, we want to be PNM, we UNC, we this, we that. And we just selling with power. We're not standing up. We're at the side of one another, we're the back of one another, in front of one, because some way, but want us to stand up together, my friend. Everything is everything. People are going, invest your money, invest it. Where you get any money? How you feel them serious? How you feel the 1% of them come as a group, and they work their way up as a group. You understand? As an organization, and we not as that. Because if we black people realize, anytime if you're that UNC or PNM or this or that, the separation, we can never ever reach no way. What we want is justice. You understand? When you delay justice, it comes out to you doubting yourself. You understand? I would gotta go and stand up for we want justice. If somebody do something wrong, what man? When people in them party and in them government, and when them do the wrong thing and the starts the big money, is my share taken? Your share taken? Is my brother over there share taken? You understand? And people only you want to go do this. You want to say, no politicians don't like us. Them have one system. Is to keep we under pressure. You understand? Let crime elevate so that we will be living in fear, and then we'll come and say the same about crime and doing this and doing that, and we had them like, what's man? These tricks that be right in front of our eyes, my friend. And we blind, we're not seeing it. We have to start to, think out the box, blank off everything and start thinking as a nation to rise, my friend. Not even you all a lot. That's stupidness. We not sign up together. We talk about culture and culture. We have no culture, We're about carnival as the culture, and that is not the culture. You know the culture? Culture is knowledge. Culture is coming together and building, advancing your spiritual, advancing life. We're not on that. Or the real money thing, all right. UNC come and think, the close on PN, see that, you know why? That's a black people, they're suffering more. Every party coming there, it's a suffer we buy. And people understanding that. No matter what they say about this prime minister and that prime minister, it's sufferation for we buy. Because see what they want is oppression. Right through, and we're not learning no lesson because the lesson we learn from them, because like you can only learn lesson from school, arithmetic and English. And we're not learning the lesson that is wounding we. The lessons them lessons should be final in your mind. And like we bypassing them thing, my friend.
Yeah.
That serious thing, we're not coming to all this watchmen as man and man, only man up now. All these little children, boy. Them all these little children who run them party, but little children who feeling the smart and the ranking and the this and the this and the. There's nothing, boy. Because they're not doing nothing. They all doing, my party win, but you have the woman a chance. A chance what? We have to look for we chance, boy. Or if nobody not because we no chance, boy.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, thank you very much, man. You too have a good day as well. We have to seize our opportunity to move us forward, to move ourselves forward. I agree, and I'm listening to it's not just Prezia alone, a number of other people. We need to organize, and that is understood. Good morning, caller. Welcome. Of course, I know you're always locked on.
Yes, I have to. No matter all, I could learn plenty from you still. Right. Now, everybody has to help yourself. Have to help yourself, son. Listen, look at what a good government we are right now. No, these fellas are even afraid the law and telling a village 2 women at 4 o'clock and come to make rupee incentive and they live in the rent in the this week gone 4 fellas come and there wasn't wearing masks, so then they see the type of people and the rent the people. people selling little bit of doubles, not big doubles, people. They go to work them doubles, man, get up 2 o'clock morning, working so hard. So I have to say, I wouldn't blame the 1%. I wouldn't blame the Chinese. I wouldn't blame the white man. Get up and help yourself. Here, because look what you do there. You're carrying teeth in for your children to eat. And when you carry teeth in for your children to eat, and you and all the eating and drinking, people crying, could you see a way? Eh?
Yeah.
You get up and do something. The Spanish leave Venezuela, they didn't know nobody here. They come here, they even come by me, and they ask me to cut my grass. I said, well, I have somebody cutting grass since I live in here. And they come in to do what cheap, they want cheapness. I don't want to run nobody labor. I have people cutting grass. They're working my people for $200, $150 for the day. They're renting a place. Good Spanish, not the one with a teeth. Right in Madras Road. They're renting a room. They're sending the 2 children to school. And they're working, and when they're done work, they're going to sweep somebody's place or stop down somebody's place or something. And they're living, right. The cheapest people, Solar TNT helping them. Solar Satsang helping them. Living Waters helping. The government helping with textbook. And plenty people helping. As I said, she said it too, that hard workers, people want people to work in garden. People want people, right now, all the hospitals want people to take care of the elderly. They don't go to work then 9 o'clock, you go home, so they don't want that work. They don't want that work, so they're not going to look for it. When Eric Williams was here, what he did to people, all boom. You know what he said? Don't build no good house in Tiaco district or in district, Santa Elena. County, don't build no good house. So the people have to live out. But for knowing them, they're going down from no part of Trinidad. So they start to plant garden and they start to work for other people. They start to sell little things. That is how they have business. The Syrian didn't have nothing much. It was to make tea and sell. I was a little girl. They used to rent fish and sell anything and go to the country and sell clothes. But they didn't study them how to buy the big set of food to eat and drink, how to jump up there, how to jump there. That on the valley day, the people were still get up 4 o'clock morning and went to tree plants. All of that place was precious for them. Look at time. Time is going. A day is going. You have to look at that. You're going there one day. You're going the next day. You're going Carnival 2 days. You're going to Independence Day. You're going to go there and check how would you have something. How would you have something? But if you pass in the same St. Helena village and Tiaco now, one chamber was there, the people start building.
Yeah. So sorry.
You understand?
Sorry, Granny. We just out of time, so you could just close out.
Victimization is not a good thing, son.
Yeah.
People have to help themselves, work hard. When you're young, according to you, when you're young, work hard. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And you have always reiterated that point to us, and we agree 100% that we need to encourage proper work, proper remuneration, so that people could see their way forward, not just these programs about dependency. And we look forward to that restructuring that will enable people to move forward within the society, not remain at the same level of relief for unemployment for 10, 15 years. Alright, so y'all check out, mind your business. Check out what is going on in Trinidad and Tobago. Make use of this tremendous opportunity to move forward. Organize yourself, organize your home, organize your family, and get involved with others who are like-minded, who are trying to move our people and our society and our country forward. Alright, so blessings to everyone. We'll be back, God willing, tomorrow. Take care.